Sean, disappointing result today. What were your thoughts on the game?
Look, again, when we look at that first sort of 15 minutes, I think they were better than us. We found it really difficult to sort of understand the press and how to lock on. I think after that, we've sort of got ourselves back into the game with a really good goal to make it 1-1, and then I think we settled nicely into sort of the first half, and then we got into half time and we sort of regrouped and said, like, look, we've done this really well, we need to do this a little bit better. Unfortunately, second half didn't really play out how we wanted it to there.
Yeah, like you said, initially we did respond quite well after going down early in that first half, but the second half in particular, we didn't, I guess, get out of second gear. Was there anything you could really point to that, or?
Look, I think it's really uncharacteristic of us, the mistakes and the goals that we've conceded today. It's probably the first time this season where it was a bit of a domino effect. It wasn't just one error led to a goal, there was 2 or 3 errors before each goal. So again, we'll look at that, we'll reflect on it. Again, it's happened today, which is unfortunate in front of a really good crowd. But when I look at it and go, we've played 9 games this season. For those 9 games, actually on the whole, we've been a really good group that have stuck together and done what we've asked. It's one of those where it might be we have to reflect on it, look at it and move on from it really quickly, and hopefully they won't repeat those errors again. And
sort of moving away from the negatives, was there anyone in particular that really stood out for you today?
Again, we've worked really hard. I think it's one of those where, you know, it's not been our day. You know, we've changed a little bit in terms of we couldn't go beyond, which is fine. We've worked on how to sort of play into, and we've scored a really, really good goal from a cross. So we've been working on those sort of things and building ourselves to be able to play different ways. Again, I think there was a number of people that were sort of that 6s out of 10s rather than the normal 7s and 8s. But it's a team game. You know, it's not just one person or a couple of people. It's a whole group. And again, the message afterwards was about sticking together and how we regroup and we reflect on today. But obviously Tuesday, Thursday, I'll be working ahead of the London Bees game.
A record crowd today of 1,074. How important is it to have that following at these games?
Again, when I look at that, I think that's the biggest positive today. Seeing all the sort of girls in our centres coming down and watching the girls and how our players interacted, which is massive. You know, we want to put on a performance and get a result. That hasn't happened. But we did speak about how we still have to go and do that bit and engage with the fans. And it was probably the highlight was watching the players after the game and how they engaged with the girls and hopefully seeing that group of sort of 1,000 people hopefully coming back, but enjoying themselves in that aspect and getting to know the players a bit more. So that was a real positive.
And back-to-back cup games now, starting with London Bees in the plate. Do you think that gives us a bit of an opportunity to really put this behind us immediately?
Yeah, again, football's got a great way of sort of letting you get to another game and playing, and I think that's the key thing for us. You know, we played London Bees in the Cup, we played Nottingham Uni in the FA Cup, followed by a midweek game away at MK Dons. So we've got 3 big games coming up, 3 really important games, and you know, it's one of those we've done really well. We lost to Norwich, bounced back in the FA Cup. Today will be no different. We've lost to QPR, but hopefully we'll bounce back against London Bees and obviously follow that up with a win at Nottingham Uni as well.